There's a list every woman over 40 should know. And there's a separate list that almost no doctor will hand you. Hot flashes, irregular periods, night sweats. Those are the perimenopause signs that show up in every medical textbook. They get diagnosed, they get treated. But the symptoms that send most women in their 40s to 4 different specialists get reframed as anxiety or autoimmune disease or stress and quietly destroy their quality of life. For years, those signs almost no one is told about. Today I'm walking you through 11 of them. The signs perimenopause is here even when your doctor says you're too young, your blood work is normal, and it's probably just stress. These aren't rare, they aren't fringe. They're documented throughout the medical literature. They're just not on the radar of most clinicians because most clinicians received about 4 hours of menopause training in medical school total. Let's start. Sign 1. Brain fog and word-finding problems. You walk into a room and forget why. You start a sentence and can't grab the noun. You read a paragraph and have no idea what it said. This isn't early dementia, even though it terrifies you. Estrogen supports the prefrontal cortex and hippocampus, the brain regions running memory and executive function. As estrogen fluctuates and declines, cognition takes a real hit. Women with ADHD experience this dramatically worse because their brains were already running lean on dopamine, which estrogen supports. Misdiagnosed as anxiety, depression, early dementia concerns. Sign 2. New or worsening anxiety. The 3 a.m. wake-ups. The heart racing for no reason. The general sense your nervous system is set too high. Estrogen modulates serotonin and GABA, your brain's calming systems. As estrogen declines, the brakes stop working as well. Many women in their 40s are put on SSRIs without a single conversation about hormones. Misdiagnosed as primary anxiety disorder, treated with antidepressants alone. Sign 3. Heart palpitations. A fluttering in your chest at random moments. A sudden awareness of your own heartbeat while falling asleep or during a quiet meeting. You get the full cardiac workup, everything comes back normal, the cardiologist sends you home with no explanation. What no one mentions is that estrogen affects autonomic nervous system regulation, including heart rhythm and palpitations, are one of the most commonly reported perimenopause symptoms that gets dismissed because the structural heart is fine. Sign 4. Frozen shoulder. You wake up one morning and can't lift your arm, or your shoulder mobility slowly shrinks over months and the pain becomes constant. Here's what almost no orthopedist will tell you. Roughly 70% of frozen shoulder cases occur in women between 40 and 60. The condition is now formally linked to estrogen decline in emerging research. It's hormonal, not mechanical. Treating it with physical therapy alone misses the underlying driver. Sign 5. Joint pain that came out of nowhere. Knees that didn't hurt before. Stiffness in your hands in the morning. A general achiness blamed on age or wear and tear. Estrogen has a powerful anti-inflammatory effect throughout the body. When it drops, inflammation rises. Joint pain, sometimes severe enough to mimic autoimmune disease, is now a recognized perimenopause symptom. Many women get sent for rheumatology workups and come back without a diagnosis, still in pain. Quick pause. If this list is hitting too close to home, if you've been ping-ponging between specialists with no one connecting the dots, hit subscribe. This channel exists to do exactly that work. Translate the latest research on hormones, ADHD, and the female brain into content that respects your intelligence and your time. New evidence-based videos every week. Sign 6. New tinnitus, or ringing in your ears. A high-pitched whine that wasn't there a year ago. Sometimes constant, sometimes intermittent. You see an ENT, your hearing tests come back fine, the ENT shrugs. The link between estrogen and inner ear function is real, but rarely discussed in primary care. Tinnitus that emerges in perimenopause often improves with hormonal stabilization, but only if the connection is even considered. Sign 7. Burning mouth, dry eyes, itchy skin. Your eyes feel like sandpaper. Your tongue burns for no reason. Your skin itches in places nothing has touched. Estrogen supports mucous membrane health throughout the entire body. As it declines, every membrane suffers, and these symptoms get triaged to ophthalmology, dermatology, and dentistry as 3 separate problems, each treated with eye drops, lotions, or biopsies, none of which address the actual cause. Sign 8. Urinary urgency, frequency, or recurrent UTIs. You were suddenly running to the bathroom every hour. You feel that urgent need even when your bladder is empty. You get tested for UTIs, sometimes positive, sometimes negative, and antibiotics may or may not help. What's actually happening for many women is genitourinary syndrome of menopause. Estrogen decline thins the urinary tract tissue, making it more vulnerable to irritation and infection. It's treatable. It's also massively underdiagnosed because most general practitioners aren't trained to look for it. Sign 9. New migraines or old migraines that became unrecognizable. You either developed migraines in your 40s or your previously manageable migraines became different. Different triggers, different timing, more severe, less responsive to medication. Hormone fluctuation is one of the strongest migraine triggers known. Perimenopause is a peak window for migraine emergence and transformation. Most neurologists treat the migraine without addressing the underlying hormonal driver, which means the treatment chases a moving target. Sign 10. New food sensitivities or histamine intolerance. Wine suddenly gives you flushed cheeks and a pounding head. Aged cheeses produce strange reactions. Foods you've eaten your whole life now cause symptoms. Estrogen and histamine have a complicated relationship. Estrogen increases histamine release while suppressing the enzyme that breaks histamine down. Fluctuating estrogen produces fluctuating histamine tolerance. This is one of the most missed perimenopause signs in the entire medical literature. Sign 11. Worsening PMS, or new PMDD-like symptoms. PMS that was annoying in your 30s has become unrecognizable in your 40s. Mood crashes the week before your period that feel like a completely different person taking over your brain. Some women develop full premenstrual dysphoric disorder in perimenopause for the first time. The mechanism is the same estrogen and progesterone fluctuation we've been discussing, just amplified. This often gets dismissed as you've always had PMS, but if it's gotten dramatically worse, that's the perimenopause signal, not your imagination. So what do you do with this list? 3 things. First, take it to your next doctor's appointment. If you're experiencing several of these symptoms, write them down. Don't let your doctor address them one at a time as separate problems. Insist on the conversation about perimenopause as a possible unifying explanation. The pattern across symptoms is the diagnostic information, not any single symptom on its own. Second, find a menopause-trained clinician. Most general practitioners are not trained in modern perimenopause care. The Menopause Society maintains a public directory of certified practitioners, link in the description below. Third, stop accepting "you re too young" or "your blood work is normal" as final answers. Perimenopause can begin in your late 30s. Standard blood work, including FSH and estradiol, often appears normal in early perimenopause because hormones fluctuate so wildly that any single snapshot is misleading. Your symptom history over time tells the truer story than a single blood draw on a single day. If this video gave you language for symptoms you've been struggling to name to yourself, to your partner, to your doctor, please subscribe. The whole point of this channel is to put the dots together that medicine is still treating as separate. New evidence-based videos every week. And while you're here, there are other videos popping up on your screen, including the science behind why all of this happens, and how to tell perimenopause apart from other conditions like adult ADHD. Pick whichever speaks to where you are right now. You're not losing your mind. You're learning how it works. See you in the next one.